Eric Bieniemy, public Bieniemy #1. Oh, man, he's on the move. Washington Commanders offensive coordinator and head coach, assistant head coach, and gets to call plays. Oh, I love it. I love it. I love it. But boy, this is an interesting story right here. This is not on paper a lateral move, they say, because it gives them a chance not only to call plays, but to get out of Andy Reid's shadow and unhitch his wagon from Patrick Mahomes. Even though you're sitting there like, why would you want to do that? I know, right? Ride that success all the way through. It's the old Kobe Bryant mantra. What did Kobe say famously? I want to win, but I want to be the reason we win. Like, I think, like anybody, Eric Bieniemy included, he wants to be a coach, a head coach, an assistant coach, offensive coordinator, and he wants also the ownership that comes from that, right? And he loves winning, but he's knowing that he can contribute more. He knows he's not the reason fully, and he's on that mission to accomplish that. And I'm proud of him. I give him props for that. But it also highlights a lot of other issues, and let's talk through those issues. One, why are there so few black head coaches comes to mind, right? Let's talk through that experience and let's generalize, let's stereotype, as we were saying earlier in this show. There are more white people than black people. Message, dumb. Two, the line is still longer for white potential head coaches than black head coaches. All right. Three, the names in that line are more recognizable in part because they've been chosen before through success or failure, right? Like this offseason, you had the best black head coach be DeMeco Ryans, let's say it. And for the white, look at it. For the white category, we had Sean Payton. Okay, that's lazy though, but that's real. Okay, let's go also. And this is from my experience, that the black player jumped in the line later than the white player. If I had to do a sociology test and experiment on what I saw a black player say it's a wrap playing ball, whether he made it pro or not, and said, I'm a coach, versus a white player and that median age, right? The black player is older, whatever reason. Maybe he thought he could still play. Maybe he felt he could still play. Maybe he was still playing. Point being, that's the thing as well. Here's another layer. It's not always about acumen. It's about that interest, right? It's not just about how good a coach can you be, but how interested were you in this and how early was that? I see that in a lot of professions because you start to build up your network. You start building up your resources, your favors, your human capital, right? And the longer you're in it, the more you probably build up. And it's interesting to see that because we saw some comments from Skip Bayless that says he thinks there are few black head coaches because owners don't want to socialize with black coaches. That's in part to what I'm saying, but I think he took it a step further. I don't want to make those grand accusations because I know that in relationship to any owner, it starts with you being in that building. And the earlier you get in that building and the longer you're in that building, the better it is for you. But Eric Bieniemy has another layer to his situation that doesn't always get addressed, but we know exists. Well, he was in Kansas City for 5 years, and they said he spent 5 years under 1 year deals. Y'all know that? Why? It gave him the flexibility to take other positions, lateral positions, upper positions, like they could just get clean breaks from him, right? But also from the chief position, why were y'all only giving him 1 year deals? Why y'all want to lock him in? A lot of it's tied to his old indiscretions. A lot of it's tied to the things that happened to him, DUI, suspicion of harassment and assault on a parking lot attendant when he was in Colorado, the red flags, as they say. But you remember when the Boston coach was hired, they went way back in his past, and people were like, yo, don't do that. Like, who is he now? And now he's the full-time head coach. Is that fair to Eric Bieniemy, right? I mean, how do you show contrition and show that you have obviously not only reconcile those ills, but have healed yourself and rehabilitated yourself if you don't give me a chance. So I don't think that's fair to him at all, unless there are still symptoms and signs of that type of behavior. And only those in that building would know. But if he's signing 5 individual 1-year deals, he never tried to use the hammer. They've won a Super Bowl before. No. I don't know. I want to know who your agent is. You got to swing that hammer when you got it. And I thought he had it. And then there's another layer to it. Like, oh, he can't get a head coach's job because he hasn't called the plays yet. Y'all know Andy calling them plays on top of that belly, putting that clipboard on that belly like, yo, we're going to run a Mahomes play. What's the play? Mahomes on 3. Go. What's the play? Mahomes on 2. Go. Like, golly, Patrick Mahomes sick now. Oh, man, so good. But look, let's be real. Nick Sirianni, who was in the Super Bowl, didn't call plays for the Colts. When the Eagles hired him, bam. Kevin O'Connell didn't call plays for McVay's Rams. Zach Taylor. All right. Let's be real. And Andy Reid, when he was hired, what they say, back in 99, he never called plays before that either. Hackett didn't call plays for the Packers when he was hired by the Broncos. But I guess he aced the interview. Then he aced that exit interview too. They were like, get up out of here quick. Point being, it screams of race is involved with this, but race is involved in this in terms of culture. Race is involved in this in terms of application, association to those who make the decisions, your relationships with them. And it also screams of some past indiscretions coming back to haunt you, or at least give reservation. It's going to be interesting to see how he does. I hope he balls out. And I always say that even about coaches. Like, y'all go out there and show up and show out so he can get his due. I'm just getting tired of the conversation. I want him to have opportunity, so therefore I can see if he's successful or he fails, right? Because obviously he has been a contributor to the ultimate success several times. Like the ultimate success. And that, to me, is not just winning the Super Bowl, but being in the Super Bowl. And then you've won 2 of the 3 that you've been in with Patrick Mahomes. Come on, y'all. Give the man some love.